What's good? It's your boy Fanon. I'm back. What's good? What's good? What's good? Salute. What's going on, Ticket TV? Hey, man, I was on one, then Blood jumped on when I was on. So I jumped off to go back to Bloods, and then Blood jumps off. Shit was crazy. Oh, man, but we back here again, man. We back here. I'm sorry, man. Like I said, I try my absolute best not to have a live stream on the same time as somebody from the LDBC that's doing one, because that shit kind of splits the message, and I don't want to do that. So please excuse me for having jumped up off of that. Yeah, that was crazy, man. Nah, Rayzone 718, you jumped in right on time, man. We back. We going now. No. Lowland Prophets, he was on, dog. It was not a glitch. He was on. He jumped back on he was on for like 6 minutes, and then he jumped off to go to work. I jumped back on, and I listened to him for a couple minutes, man. He was going in. And this is what I'm telling you, man. That's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get when you bump your lips, man. Eddie Hearn came over to the United States talking, as if, as if he was going to come over and take over the United States. He was going to run his plan, and no matter what he was going to do, he was going to be. I mean, I give him credit for being bold, but he doesn't have the money that the PBC has. And, that's the thing where this $50 million offer, who's going to give him who's going to make the $50 million offer. It's going to be some people that back Al Heyman. They got $50 million. They've got $50 million. They just did a $500 million fight last August. And if he tells somebody, look, I want to invest, he goes to a bank, right? He goes to an investment banker and say, look, this is the biggest fight in boxing. If we spend X amount of money publicizing the fight, making sure that we really get the name out in the UK and the United States, this fight we see could be $150 million fight. So what we want to do is, X. But in order to get this guy in the ring, we need to do Y. And he can get his hands on that money. Anthony Joshua is just now been turned into the B side. Just so you know. By the very definition, just by the way that Eddie Hearn described this, he's now the B side. Because isn't the A side the guy that brings the money? Ain't the A side the guy that brings the money? That's the way I always heard it. I always said these British dudes been talking stupid. That's because they've been talking stupid for the last 5 months at least. They've been talking stupid. The United States of America has the money, man. What's going on, Miss Boxing Fantastic? The United States has the money. And I am not the world's most patriotic dude, man. Okay? If you want to talk about what goes on around the world in other areas, man, I'll be the first one to tell you, hey, man, it ain't like I'm saying that our ish don't stink, because it does. However, when you talking about that money, y'all ever tasted McDonald's breakfast burrito? Like, if you talking about money and being able to collect, that's what the United States is. It's a financial center. We don't even produce it. We don't hardly produce anything anymore. We just manage money. We manage money, and we got a really big military. That's pretty much what it does. Oh, man, Lowland Prophet said Eddie Hearn net worth. I mean, that's his money, but they got the cash now. And if you get Vegas behind it, and that's the thing, it's not going to be in the UK. I listened to Eddie Hearn's response. He's like, well, if it's a $50 million, if it's an off, serious offer, but then, it's got to be in the UK, because we done enough to think we deserve the UK. You don't deserve it if he's paying you $50 million. When somebody, isn't that what Eddie Hearn said? It's about the money. If it's about the money, oh, of course it will. Ain't nobody going to pay $50 million for this fight to be in the UK. It's like $50 million, $50 million guaranteed, and you can keep UK, whatever the rest of that is. $50 million. If they're guaranteeing $50 million, if they're putting $50 million in an escrow account where you see that money and it's there, they don't get to say anything. Because they're the C side. They ain't even the B side. They're the C side. There is no C side, but they're definitely the B side. Because they're paying the money. What's going on, Trap House? When you paying the money, you make the decisions because all the other questions go out of the window. And by the way, $50 million is what, 38 million, like 38 million pounds. That is only 2 million pounds less, 2 million pounds less, or 1.5 million pounds less than the entire fight Klitschko versus Joshua earned. That's easily, that's taking his biggest payday up by over doubling it. And fuck the doubling it. He's going to get a 25, what is that? A 18 at the least, because he said he got 20 million pounds for that last fight. I don't believe it. But if you say what they publicize, which is 20 million pounds, that's an 18 million pound raise. That's the raise. That's the bonus, right? But here's the problem. Eddie Hearn don't get his dough. So Eddie Hearn probably like, oh, let's wait off. If we don't do this, Anthony, it'll make the fight more exciting. No, man, if you turn down $50 million and you get beat, Anthony Joshua is an idiot. What's going on, Mr. Boxing Today? What's good with you, man? If he turns down this fight, he's an idiot. Not just kind of an idiot, a big ass idiot. Because all those multipliers, I'm getting 3 times, 5 times. No, man, you don't get paid in multiply. You don't pay your rent in multipliers. You pay your rent in cash or a check that's backed up by cash in a bank. Oh, Rampage fan 33. Al Heyman is a proven track record of building stars. Here's the thing, Mo Rampage. When you put $50 million on the table, nobody cares about stars. You want to be a star to make the money. When somebody puts the money down, all that shit's gone. Because you don't have any risk. The only risk Anthony Joshua has is getting his ass knocked out. And even then, he doesn't have any risk. All he's got to do is show up. He doesn't lose any money. All you got to do is show up. Show up, take a punch on the chin, go to sleep, and collect $50 million. You don't got to worry about what the pay-per-view sales are going to be. You don't have to worry about any of that because you're getting paid. Isn't that what he's? And they ain't even give him just a flat fee, from what I understand. But it's not going to happen in the UK. It can't happen in the UK. You think that the HBO, you think they're going to want to do pay-per-view in the middle of the afternoon when they put all the money up? And you not paying, they paying you. See, that's what they just flipped the whole script. Flipped the whole script on AJ accepted, but Eddie's pumping the brakes. Let me tell you something. Eddie ain't going to be able to pump them brakes if they put that cash out there. If they put that cash out there, Eddie's going to have to ruin his relationship with Anthony Joshua. If Anthony Joshua's not a moron, and I don't think he's a moron, and he did say, you give me $50 million, you guarantee me $50 million up front, I'm there. He named his price. And the dude says, okay, there's your money. The dude's got to look at the money and say, hold on. And if he takes Eddie Hearn's word that, hey, man, this ain't, that's not, the money's not really there. Hey, Anthony Joshua, I know some of you motherfuckers out there, let's talk to Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, get your ass on a plane and go sit down in front of Al Heyman and have Al Heyman explain to you where that money's coming from. If you take Eddie Hearn's word on that, you're crazy. Carborough said, my wife agrees with what you're saying. Take one on the chin because Stavern style and collect $50 million pretty much. Hey, man, somebody around AJ ain't a moron, no ticket. You go get on a plane. Don't have Eddie Hearn talk to him in New York. Get your big ass on a plane. I'm sure, even though they probably lying about your money, you still got enough money to buy a plane ticket. Get your ass on a plane ticket. Go find out where you can sit down in front of Al Heyman and say, where's this money coming from? Where's this money coming from? Oh, let me tell you where it's coming from. It's coming from this investment banking firm. You remember that investment banking firm that gave me and this is funny too. Watch this. You remember that everybody was saying that the PBC was going broke? They kept saying they're going broke, right? Because they ran through $500 million. First of all, the $500 million was seed money to get the PBC to be something that was profitable enough to sell. It's an investment banking firm. They spend money. Yeah, Waddell Reed. They spend the money to build you up. They know that that money's getting invested. They're not trying to flip a profit like, on a fight-by-fight basis. They tried to build up the PBC. Now, where's the PBC now? The PBC has Showtime, pretty much exclusive with Showtime and CBS. They have the Barclays Center. They have Brooklyn Boxing and the PBC. It's growing. The guys that did the deal for them at Waddell Reed now work for the PBC. They now work for the PBC. Now, so you got investment bankers that work for the PBC. Dog, you don't think that they can find some money to put into something that's going to help build that brand even bigger? Because they might not even be thinking about it like, I want to make money on this fight. They're trying to get their situation where they have a monopoly on boxing. They have the best fights. They have the biggest fighters. They make the best events, right? And then they could ball that shit up and sell it to somebody and double their profits at the end. They're not trying to make money. They're not just trying to make money off of every individual fight. At least that's how I see it clearly from the outside looking in. But I know this, Eddie Hearn has ice. Eddie Hearn, did you hear what Eddie Hearn said in this article this morning? I'm loving this, man, because I'm telling you, Eddie Hearn is so full of it, dude. But at the same time, okay, dang, man, 78 ain't going to go live today. He said he's going to do regular vids today. Okay. So listen to this, what he says, man. I just wasted a lot of money on 6, 7, 8 months of Deontay Dillian Whyte's career. Lots of money. And 6 weeks of Dillian Whyte's career chasing down the mandatory. Dog, you ain't they don't understand, dog. He don't understand. You come to the United States making everybody, dissing everybody, acting as if you're the man and you ain't the man. You just showed up. People are going to go out of their way to make you look bad. And I wouldn't be surprised. And you flirting like you're going to take Deontay, you're going to take Anthony Joshua after in the United States. The only people to build Anthony Joshua in the United States has been Showtime. Showtime cut that dude, was putting that dude on the air when didn't nobody know Anthony Joshua, before Anthony Joshua got big and with Klitschko's. You think Showtime's going to be cool with you trying to do Canelo Alvarez and just skip him over to Showtime? I mean, skipping him over to HBO. Oh, Mr. Boxing Today says now the protectors are concerned. Where's the money coming from? And if it's illegal money, that's being laundered through this fight. Dude, they did. I be trying to tell these clowns. Look, man, they have no AJ protectors. You're out there. We got 117 people in the building. We know you're listening. You have no credibility. None. Al Heyman in the PBC just did a $500 million fight last August. $500 million fight last August. They just did a fight that was 5 times bigger than what this was estimated at being. Do you think Floyd Mayweather got paid? Do you think Conor McGregor got paid? Do you think the UFC got paid? They've got a track record, man. They got a track record. It's the PBC, dummy. It's the PBC. It's Vegas, dummy. You think they're just making up the gambling money going through Vegas? You think the $500 million fight was just all the money that was made from the fight? That's not even talking about the gambling associated with it. You think Vegas doesn't have the money, don't know that they need to invest in a fight so that they can get all the gamblers from the UK, all the gamblers, all the high rollers from around the world to lose hundreds of millions of dollars to them? You kidding me? Meg said, Mr. Boxing said Finkel and Heyman have been in negotiating rooms with guys like Mike Tyson and Floyd, two of the biggest stars earners in the history of the entire sport. Hey, man, yeah. Who's this? We don't even know. Who's this Al Heyman guy? Who's this Al Heyman guy? Who's this? You know, they might say, who's this Warren Buffett guy saying he can pay the money? You know, you don't do credit checks on Warren Buffett, dude. Okay? Ain't no credit checks on Al Heyman. It's a lock. Everybody knows the dude has the money, man. Everybody knows he knows how to work these deals. This probably isn't this fight wouldn't be the 5th biggest fight that he's done, man. It wouldn't even be the 5th biggest. Hey, King Damien, what's good, my man? That's like you saying, that's like Floyd Mayweather coming out with what kind of car would be a nice car, but not ridiculous? Like, what is like a Porsche Cayenne? What's that Porsche truck? Not the truck, but the SUV, the Porsche SUV might be like 150,000 or something. It's just like Floyd walks out and he drives one of those, like $150,000 Porsche and parks it. And he says, that's my car. And you'd be like, I need to see the title, Floyd. I need to see the title. Never mind, the dude's got like 10 Bugattis in his garage, and damn well this dude could buy that. He probably got more money in his fucking pocket than the car is worth. Damn well that's his car. Pocket check cats who they got way more money than you, man. Come on, man. That's funny as shit, man. It's matter of fact, dude. I went to tell you a story about. Now I ain't by far not a rich dude, but my money ain't bad now. My money, I ain't super rich, but my money ain't bad. So I went into these kids, like we raised this money for these kids, right? So there's this kid I bought these pair of shoes from, kid from the super projects. I mean, god dang, it's like the projects is a step up to this kid. And he's got size 10 shoes, right? He got size 10 and a half feet. He got size 8 shoes on. And I take him to the store and I buy him I think there's some KDs. I think that's why I don't even know what the fucking shoes are called. They're Kyrie Irving's with some what do you call it? Some confetti shit, like some confetti colored, what do you call them? Soles, right? I mean, not as super expensive shoes, like $150 shoes, something like that, right? But I was like, shit, I get him. I wouldn't want to get him some shoes that are worse than the shoes that I would buy for my son. I'm not going to treat the kid like whatever. And plus, shit, that's what this purpose of this channel is for, so I can help kids out. So I go in there and I do that, and these people are like, and then the kid winds up where he doesn't show up to practice, and the team coach wants to put the kid out or whatever. And that's why I was like, that's exactly why I get the money to the kids and not to the kids' parents, not the coaches, right? So anyway, man, they're like, well, I hope you got your receipt. I'm like, shit, it's $150. What the fuck? The kid can have his shoes. I don't give a fuck. I'll go check on him next week and see how he's doing and what team he's playing for. And when he moves on to the next one, I'll see, okay, you on the next team? Let me know when you play. It ain't tied like that, but it's just like people will just think like shit is amazing, man. Motherfuckers do what the fuck they do. You know what I mean? And to certain people, like the cats that I fuck around with, man, exactly. See, y'all, they don't know y'all. Like these dudes support these kids. You know what I mean? Thank you, man. Shout out, Volcanus. That's supporting the kids. That's why I don't give a fuck what school that kid goes to or what team he plays for. Shit, I'll still call him, come up there and hey, I'll watch you play. Hey, learn to shoot a jumper. Are you reading? Like I asked you. My thing about the shoes were when I call your auntie's got to tell me that you've been reading. And if he does that, he's cool. But anyway, I got off on the subject. Man, what's going on, Greg Whyte? I got off on a little bit of an odd subject there. But the fact is, you can't pocket check Al Heyman, man. People have been waiting for acting like Al Heyman. Like, what kind of person would say that too? Exactly. We support ours, real money. Exactly. Just support. Much appreciated. So it's like, what kind of shit is that? Is that drug money? Oh, now Al Heyman's a dope dealer? Now Al Heyman's a dope dealer. The dude is a Harvard MBA. Not saying that, Harvard MBAs necessarily know more than other people do, but they damn sure got access to some MBAs that got a lot of money. The dude is the guy's a Harvard MBA. Shit, the other lawyer's another Harvard. Isn't he a Harvard lawyer? Isn't I think my man, what's his name? Lou DiBella might be a Harvard lawyer too. I don't know, man, but he's not fucking around with, he's not fucking around with ambulance chasers, man. It's just crazy. Yeah, EB Crab says some people act funny like that, man. Yeah, they do. Like, man, don't try to count another dude's pockets. But at the end of the day, man, I love it, man. I love it. Because Eddie Hearn just got checked. He got double checked too. double checked. He got checked by the WBC, which gave him nowhere to run with the WBC. And the funny thing is, they called him the second mandatory. King J Rod, what's good? He said, shout out to you, Fanon, great channel. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the support, man. And super chat, dog. Thank you so much. Hey, man, he got checked by the WBC, and I told these dudes, I said it. I'm not going to ask you to go back and listen to the live streams where I said it, because I don't even remember which live stream that I said it was. But I was like, look, man, you can't just come up here acting like you're going to be able to get Dillian Whyte the WBC belt. They'll take your money. You know what I mean? They'll take your money. They'll be like, okay, yeah, we'll give him the number 2. Yeah, we'll sanction this fight. Thank you for your fees. Thank you for your fees. Thank you for your fees. Now, do you really think we're stupid enough to let Anthony Joshua get his hands on the WBC belt without fighting Deontay Wilder in a fight where, hell no. Because where have you been? Have you been putting in years of work with the WBC? Deontay Wilder's been paying fees for, and excuse me, how many fees does the PBC pay the WBC? How many belts do they got? You know what I'm saying? They got a belt at heavyweight. They got a belt at heavyweight. They got a belt at light heavyweight. They probably got a belt at 168. They don't have a belt at 160, but they're in position to have a belt at 160. They got a belt at 154. They got a belt at 147. They got a belt at they don't have a belt at 140. They got a belt at 135. They got 2 belts at they got 1 belt at 135. Man, they got like 8 belts. They have 8 of them. That's 8 times the fucking sanctioning fees, man. Oh, yeah, and I'm not even talking about the silver belts and the interim belts and the this, that, and the other belts. Hey, man, just make the fight happen, man. Just make the fight happen. Ain't nowhere to run, dog. At a certain point in time, dude, you get too big, people buy you out. And that's real. That's how that's a certain point in time. You get too big, people try to box you out, try to buy you out. Yeah, you get too big, cats try to buy you out. Oh, that's not for me. Russell got a belt to 126. I mean, come on, man. They're paying fees up and down the pike, and they can see you coming now. Now they can see you coming, and you're talking loud and trying to stand in the way of a fight. You're trying to keep dudes from getting paid by pawning off Dillian Whyte. Now, let's see if he actually makes that fight, Dillian Whyte. But he's hedging on making the fight with Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte, you need to get up too. I'm trying to tell you, this dude's gonna lose this battle, man. This dude's gonna lose this battle. Do you remember when Deontay Wilder was on 78 TV's channel and he said something I found was real interesting? Oh, Cass said Fanon Whyte has not fought one single fighter in WBC top 10 rankings, and they want him to be the mandatory without fighting Ortiz. Yeah, but see, here's the thing, Cass. See, I don't like being a hypocrite, so. You know, if necessary, I'll be a hypocrite. But, you know, there's a purpose for everything. Generally speaking, I don't like to be hypocritical. And if I do see myself saying one thing that doesn't quite jive with something else, I like to at least acknowledge it. But so in this case, I don't need to be hypocritical. Or contradictory. I can tell you flat out that I can see the argument that Eddie Hearn is making about the mandatory versus reverse mandatory, whether it's all that shit, I understand. But here's the thing. The WBC is not corrupt. It's not crooked. It operates in the way that it's intended to work. And if you read the rules say that they can do whatever the fuck they want to do when they want to do it. That's how I read the contract. The rules, rather. I read it as we can do whatever we want, whenever we want, as long as we think it's in the best interest of boxing. We interpret the rules, and all of the WBC rule book pretty much equates to this. Because I said so. Well, why did they do this? Because I said so. And because I said so is in the best interest of boxing, in my opinion. So that's because I said so. That's the WBC rules, because I said so. And that came out in the case with Alexander Povetkin. And Alexander Povetkin in that motion for summary judgment. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 1-2. Same thing happened with Sean Porter. Absolutely. But they're going to do what they want to do because they say whatever in the best interest for boxing. And see, if I wanted to give them credit for putting that in there, they could say, look, we know when people want to play games, and we're not going to allow people to play games. So if we think a fight needs to be made, we're going to make sure that fight gets made. We're not going to stand in the way of an Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight. All the boxing fans want it. All the boxing fans outside of the UK want it. You know what I mean? They're not going to stand out there and allow you. They're not getting away with that. My man Ron Finkel said, "Good morning, Bomb Squad." Bomb Squad. Vibranium. Said Mr. Boxing Day said hi. Now Ortiz will all of a sudden be the boogeyman again. He was juiceless 77-year-old when he beat Wilder. Beat him, no. Exactly. But now it's so unfair. It's so unfair to ask him to do that because we want him to fight. We just want Eddie to get his way. That's what it is. See, like I said, this is how I like to do things to make it more simple to make it simple for myself to understand them. I like trying to listen to what somebody says, and then I just try to say, okay, how can I summarize everything that they think into a sentence? And the only consistent thing that I can think about AJ protectors are they're Eddie Hearn, that they want Eddie Hearn to get his way. That's the one thing that they're consistent about. If it's an opinion that Eddie Hearn has, they support it. If it's something Eddie Hearn doesn't want, they don't support it. That's that simple. That's how I see it. Definitely as it relates to the heavyweights. Maybe that doesn't hold true in other things, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it is most of them, the group that I'm talking about. And on top of it, you get a YouTube channel and you loud and wrong. Not only are you wrong, but you loud and wrong. You know what I mean? You loud and wrong. Before, it's not $100 million fight, but it becomes $100 million fight. Hold on. Where did the money come from? I want you to, did he count the dollar bills out? I mean, we need to see it in cash. It needs to be on TV. And then on top of it, we need to have somebody from the U.S. Treasury Department. What's going on, Darby James? We need to have somebody, check, put the, strike every bill with that little yellow marker to make sure they ain't counterfeit. We need to do all of that because, their money ain't good around here, man. Crazy. Fanon, it's due to the UK inferiority complex when it comes to the United States. We are the only former colony that surpassed them. Hey, man, I don't know. But I know that they're boxing, that they have, B-level fighters over there. And hey, man, it must suck after having to continually get up at 3:00 in the morning to watch pay-per-view. That must suck. That's what I think. I think they just sick of getting up at 3 a.m. to watch fights. Like, God, dog, we get it in our time zone. I don't want to have to get up to watch Anthony Joshua at 3:00 in. Shit, tea don't work. I need some coffee. Shit. Yes. All they care about is having the one up on their foreign counterparts. Facts. Hey, man. Hey, they don't. I'm trying to tell you. Hey, Fanon is due to the UK. Oh, that's my man. Fanon. Oh, it's 1-2. Oh, yeah, hit that like. It's Jerk. What's good, Jerk? Yeah, well, let's get this over 100. We got 196 people in the building. We got 70 likes. We got 2 dislikes. Y'all in a bad way right now, though, dog. Y'all in a bad way, man. Her and the UK jive turkey, no doubt about that. They said tea don't work, dog. That shit ain't gonna get you up at 3 a.m. You need some fucking espresso, dog. You need that shit like a double shot. to stay up that late. God dog, man. You got a full work day. You know what I mean? You're a big boxing fan. Your favorite fighter is fighting, but it doesn't come on until 3 in the morning. And you got to go to work the next morning. Your whole shit is just torn up. You know what I mean? You got to watch it on replay. You got to go on. You got to go to Fanon's channel and check it out where he's calling the fight. Yeah, because you at work and you can't do it because you got to go to sleep. You got to go to sleep, dog. And that's what's going to happen. You're not going to be able to see this fight. When he puts $50 million in the fight, you better get your no-dos and coffee ready, Holmes. You would get your no-dos and coffee ready. And on top of that, you got to pay that money. You got to pay that. Ain't no 20-pound seats up in the nosebleeds at Wembley Stadium either. You got to pay your $20 pay-per-view, your whatever 15-pound pay-per-view. Dog, that shit ain't happening, dog. It's hard. Let me tell you, man, it's hard. I understand. It's hard. We live in the United States. Let me tell you, man, you know what makes me sick? And I used to, because I understand what jealousy is. I understand it. It's a human emotion. It's reasonable. You know what I mean? Whenever you see somebody having something that you want, you feel like, and then you finally get you something nice. And then somebody comes up with some shit that's nicer. That's why they say, you really just have to humble yourself. And that's what these UK channels need to do. They need to humble themselves. The boxing fans of Deontay Wilder did not make the world the way that the world is. We did not like we said, we did not land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. But Plymouth Rock is where it is, dog. That's where the money is. Okay, it's not our fault. It's not our fault. It's not our fault that that Vegas has all that damn money. Let me get a wrench for nine. No, especially if you can't spell my name right, dog. That's for non. And I have a suspicion there's cats around here would love nothing more to shut this shit down. Brown, let me get a wrench. Nah, dog, can't do it for you, homie. I got to see a whole lot more. I've already went that route. Went that route and had a cat tear my shit up. I'm just trying to tell you. Fanon, I saw a clip on Fight Hub where Lomo acting salty on Gervonta's opponent last Saturday. Man, I want Tank to beat his ass. Yeah, but I saw that. I'm gonna get on that for a second and jump back to this Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder thing. Look, he said, did he see his last opponent? Yeah, I saw his last opponent. It looked just like Miguel Mariaga. That was my take. Yeah, the dude looked like he was a little bit better. He looked a lot bigger than your last opponent. He looked a lot better than the opponents you had, the last two opponents that you had before that. So, I mean, that's kind of hypocritical on his part because that's what I'm saying about Loma. Did you see his competition? I bet you that dude is better than, the dude looked like he's a little bit better than Orlando Salido. How about that? Jesse Whyte, man, shout out to Super Chat. And you're not going to get any work done today due to all the boxing news that's all breaking this week. Just take off till Monday because there's more to come. Hey, man, well, we're going to have fun. I got this super complex shit to read, man. God, dog. Y'all want to know some shit that ain't fun to read? What is this thing called, man? God, dog. Let me show you what I got to. Man, this is why I love boxing, man. This is why I love talking boxing. It is so much more fun than the shit that I got to do today. But I want to do the UK, and it's because some cats in the UK gave me some ridiculous nonsense that I got to do today. God, dog, the UK. I got to analyze the UK's new general data protection regulations, GDPR, and a couple companies' compliance to Europe's new general data protection regulations, which is like all it's keeping people from data collection through the internet. Yay, super exciting. But anyway, it'll take me about a day to read it and go through it and understand it. But anyway, man, I'd much rather talk about Eddie Hearn getting embarrassed, dog. Because he got embarrassed. That's got to be embarrassing, man. Hey, what's going on, Black DJ, DJ Black Charm Music? What's good with you, man? Keshel Alexander, what's going on, Keshel Alexander? Oh, Odie Leak. Oh, you know what, Odie Leak? Oh, Odie who? Odie. Hey, yeah, y'all can get mad if you want. And by the way, I knew that y'all trying to get in here and ruin a stream, dog. I'm not. I don't even learn slow. I learn pretty quickly. However, once I learn, I've learned. You're not getting in here to ruin anything, okay? You're not flagging videos. You're not getting away with any of that. I've read the policies. I've read YouTube's policies and procedures twice. I know what the terms and conditions are. You're not going to get me. Stop. Don't try. All right? For now, you should come to NYC in the Barclay for fights. Yeah, man, I might soon. I like watching it on TV. I'm lazy. I like to turn the TV off. I hate having to get out of the stadium, get in the car, go back to the hotel, next morning, fly back in, do all of that, dog. Oh, Miss Boxing Fantastic. Much love in the super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate what you're doing for the boxing fans and the kids. Peace. I appreciate it, man. We keep it grinding. We keep it grinding. But hey, when you guys support like that, it definitely makes it easier to do so. And a lot of fun. But yeah. Oh, Tracy, I prefer watching fights on TV too. Yeah, I do. Now, the one I'm gonna go to Dallas just because there's so many cats. Like my man, my son wants to go see Errol Spence Jr. fight in person. And Black Fight Fan TV said that these, the Dallas seems like a little, and they got relatives in Dallas, so that seems a little easier to get in and out of. New York, they charge you a fucking $100 just to get into the damn city. I mean, this shit's so damn expensive. But anyway, yeah, Eddie Hearn. Did Eddie Hearn respond to Yet the Diesel? Yes. He was like, well, I think we've earned the right. I'm just going to say the part that I thought was funny. He said he thought that they earned the right. Man, what's going on? Poor Eddie making what's Sean McClarty shout out in the super chat, man. He said, poor Eddie. Okay, your move. He's like, well, we got to see the money first if it's secured and, all of that. We got to take it seriously. But, the venue, he mentioned the venue. But the UK, I think we've done enough to deserve for the fight to be in the UK. Let me tell you something. If they put up $50 million, you have not earned anything. If you want it in the UK, if they're willing to put up $50 million and they're able to put up $50 million, you better put up $51 million. You better put up guaranteed $51 million in order for it to be in the UK. That's how you give them a bigger one. And if they beat that one, then you get done again. Then you got it. That's what it is. Hey, Gregory Wise said, what's going on, McLovin? That's how it works. You don't earn anything when they put the money on the table. You know what I mean? That's how wealth works. You know what I mean? This is how wealth works. You can work your tail off. You could be a 50-year-old man, having been, working 10 hours a day, every day, since you were 12 years old, never broke a law, did everything you're supposed to do in life, always got great reviews at work, never missed a day at work, saved every penny that you could. You got $1 million. You got now you got $500,000 in cash in the bank, and you're going to buy that house you've been looking for 30 years. And some 21-year-old trust fund kid counters your offer with $600,000. You lose the house because he brought the money and you didn't. You might have worked your whole life to get to where he was. Like my man said, what that man say? What's that Chris Rock said about the dentist who lives next to him? He's like, man, a black man got to fly somewhere a white man can walk to. That's exactly what it is about money. Eddie Hearn going to have to fly to go somewhere that Al Heyman can walk to. Because Al Heyman can walk to $50 million. He just got $500 million. He might have $50 million left in the investment fund that he originally got. He might just have that. You know what I'm saying? That organization say, okay, let's get together. PBC, I can guarantee $20 million. What can you do, Showtime? We can do 10. We can put we can put 15. We can put 15 to it. We talked to CBS. CBS wants to fight. And you know what? We want to put it on they're willing to pay 15. All right, so that's 25. What else we got? Who else we got? Who else we got? Shelly Fink will be like, if I get a cut of the profits, I'll throw in 5. Who knows how this shit goes, dog? You know, they just come up with the money. Lufta Boxing wants to get in. Hey, Lufta, how about this? Why don't you buy in? Why don't you buy in? You know what I mean? Young Villain, man, 95, man. Shout out to Super Chat. So what's good for supporting the kids in the channel, bro? Much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. Because like I said, man, we about to try to get these. We about to keep doing it for kids, man. Much appreciation to the Super Chat, my man. Said Brown, it'll be different if they think it's hard for Deontay Wilder, but it's easy. So let's go get that from the UK. Let me see, Brown, it'll be different. If I think it's hard for Deontay, but it's easy, let's go get that from the UK. I'm not sure what that means. Let's go get that from the UK. Nah, you put 50. You talking about go to the UK to fight? Nah, you put the money up. He fights in Vegas. No. Why would they do that? You're not going to pay 50. You're not going to pay $50 million to give away home court advantage. You paid for the fight. I mean, that don't even make sense. That would be ridiculous. You don't do that. You don't pay somebody $50 million and then go to them. $50 million, get your ass up and come over here. I'm paying you. Shit, you the boss. Your boss doesn't pay you a salary, then he comes to your house to talk to you. That ain't how that works. That is not how that works. You don't come to the UK. You don't go to the UK if you're paying the bills. And that would be them paying the bills. Exactly. Donald Levan says you're right. What's going on, Brian Thomas? You're the only side. You ain't even the A side. You're the only side. You're paying. You're paying. I'm paying. What are you talking about? Your mama told you that. You're like, I don't feel like it. Well, you under my roof, son. You're under my roof, baby. When you're under my roof and you don't get shit to say, you ain't paying no bills. Ain't that how your mama says it? You ain't paying no bills. What do you mean you don't want to do? You don't want to. Because I said so. I'm paying the bills. I'm fronting the cash. I'm taking the risk. That's what it is. And you'll be like, Mama, show me the check that says you paid the rent. Where's the check? You know, you ain't really paying the rent. It's your boss that you work for that's paying the rent. So, come on, man. For now, the golden rule is the man with the gold makes the rules. That's what it is, Trey X. That's what it is. Remember, for now, it's a 50-50 split with 50 million guarantee, which means there's potential for earning more than 50 depending on the turnout. Yeah, absolutely. If that's what it is, that's what it is. Oh, James Furneaux said, why on earth would Shelly Finkel only offer this for a 24-hour period? It doesn't make sense. I think he just gave the same offer. James, that's what you call a slap in the mouth. That's when you get a slap in the mouth. Where they like, look, you got 24 hours to sign this offer sheet so you can continue to talk. I'm quite sure it's not that you got 24 hours. They got to know all the other details, but that's what Eddie Hearn tried to do. That's called big baller flexing. Yeah, we got $50 million. And you tell me right now, do you want this $50 million or not? Tick tock, boy. Tick tock. Let me ask you a question, man. If somebody offered you $50 million and you knew that this guy had already done $500 million fight last August, so we can get out of this question about whether they have the money or not, because Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor was a PBC fight, and it did the biggest pay-per-view ever in the UK. So, just so you know, As far as pay-per-view money goes, Al Heyman's done bigger fights in the UK than Eddie Hearn has. And they did a $500 million fight in Vegas last August. So if you knew that somebody had already given somebody $100 million last year, and they said, look, you got 24 hours to take this $50 million, otherwise I'm sick of you and I'm going to go spend my money somewhere else, what would you do? Sign that shit as fast as you can. Damn it, he got the money. If Bill Gates walks on your door and says, hey, look, man, I'd like for you to work for me for a week and I want to pay you, not a lot. I give you $500,000, but I need for you, to tell me what you think about your YouTube experience because I'm trying to build, something to compete with it. But I need to know your user experience, and I'll pay you $500,000 for it. I know you got to leave your job and all that to do it, and it'll be, I'll give you about 6 weeks, but you got to tell me today whether you're going to do it or not. Sign here, or I'm going to go get Fanon. Because let me tell you, you don't sign that, I'm going to sign it right after you, dog. That's why somebody would do that. Because they're like, don't play with me. Do you want this fight or not? And is there some PR nature to that as well? Yes, it's called bitching Eddie Hearn. It's called bitching Eddie Hearn. Eddie, you want to give you're going to give Al Heyman, Shelly Finkel, Showtime Sports, CBS Sports, and everybody over here in the States 10 days to accept a ridiculous deal for $12.5 million flat. How about we one-up you? I'll give you 24 hours to accept $50 million. Now play with that, boy. Play with that. That's called getting big boyed, or you getting sunned. You know what I mean? You getting sunned, like he treats you like a son. That's what that is, man. You can't go insulting cats that have been doing this for years, man. They've been doing this for years, man. Eddie Hearn's 37 years old. Isn't that how old how old is Eddie Hearn? 37? I think he's 37. He's younger than Floyd Mayweather. Let me see. I don't think Eddie Hearn's 40 years old. He's a kid. And that's what you're missing. He's a kid. In business, he's a kid. Let me see. How old is Eddie Hearn? He's 38 years old, man. He's a kid. Eddie Hearn's a little kid. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Keshi Alexander, that's what it is. It is a pencil whipping. He's a little kid. He's a 37-year-old dude. You realize that there's many people who you don't really hit your prime as a professional until around 50 years old. Shelly Finkel has been making deals like this longer than Eddie Hearn's been alive. He said, Fanon getting sun. That's New York talk, my man. Yeah, it is. He turns 39 in June. He's a kid. He's a kid. These guys some of these guys got grandsons his age, man. You're not going to be able to do that to people and they not know what the deal is. Eddie Hearn has not been doing this shit 10 years. He ain't even his own boss. He works for his daddy. He works for his daddy. His daddy is managing the snooker. His dad is hands-on the snooker part of the business. And Eddie Hearn's taking the boxing, man. Look, Eddie's a kid. He's an arrogant trust fund baby, is what he is. And it showed. And he's got cats like Luda Bella just going this. Come on, man. You're not gonna humiliate them because they got to work and keep their jobs going after Deontay Wilder's retired. You can't just say you're gonna come over and take over United States boxing, man. Anthony Joshua, what's good, my man? He said big up for now from the UK, mate. What's good, man? Exactly. Silver spoon fed, man. Silver spoon fed. Why would he pass? Oh, let me tell you why he passed. They passed because Eddie Hearn don't let him sign it. He also started talking about TV rights and how, we got to make sure it's we got to make sure that the TV rights are okay, which means, you know, and he did bitch, by the way. Eddie Hearn did bitch Anthony Joshua. Just so you know. He did it subtle, but he did it. He said, man, I'm at a meeting board, can't hear you, but I'm sure on my phone typing. I want to say bump Hearn and that silly AJ protectors. Now they want to know if Water has the money. Fuck out of here, though. Oh, man. What's going on, D21519? There hasn't been any American heavyweight undisputed since Tyson. This is going to be huge. Hey, man, it is. But he did punk him, though. Subtle punk, but you got to listen to when he punked him. He said, look, you know, AJ's got he's got obligations to broadcasters that he can't break. Which means if Eddie Hearn's like, look, I own this dude, and I might shut it down because we got an exclusive contract with Sky Sports. I doubt it, but he might try to pull that. And, you know, it is what it is, man. But you know what it's going to be. But I just want to know for all you guys out there, we got 261 people in the building, 117 likes. Let's get the likes up. And by the way, man, if you guys haven't subscribed or hit subscribe, please subscribe to the channel. And great channels like Blood Boxing, Trap House Boxing's in the house as well. Definitely check my man, Mr. Boxing Today's in the audience. We got a whole bunch of real good boxing channels out here, man. So definitely check one out and subscribe. But I definitely we do these live streams every day. You're not usually this time of the morning. This is just kind of on this one now because 78 Sports TV didn't go live this morning. But hey, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get all the notifications. Oh, Box Watch TV says subtle sunning. Yeah, he did very subtly. But we know. But hey, but that at the same time, man, if he's gonna be a daddy to Anthony Joshua, hey man, Anthony Joshua might very well be real hot. Like, you know, if you got a daughter that really likes a boy, and you like, this boy is a boy, I don't like him, you can't go out with him, you cannot go out with him. I refuse to let you see him again. She come home pregnant 6 months, you know, come home pregnant 6 months later. Blame your fucking self. You know what I mean? Oh, Black Ham TV said YouTube notifications fucking up. Black Ham TV. Hit the subscribe button. I mean, hit the bell icon. Deselect it, then reselect it. And if you do it on your laptop, for sure, you should be able to see something that allows you to hit all notifications. So you hit all notifications. And that way you shouldn't miss them. So how come we know Al, but they don't, because they're parasitic fanboys that don't know Ish. Oh yeah, man. But the real ones know. They're making the videos. They're just making their videos. They're talking. Hey, I'm happy. Keep talking. It makes it easy. It makes it fun. Sal Gutierrez, what's good, my man? Oh, Layla D said Lara versus Hurd 2 is happening. It got ordered. Excuse me. But I thought that I could have sworn that Hurd was supposed to fight wants to fight Jermell Charlo something. I'm not sure how that goes. But yeah, I did hear that was on one of the things that was laid out by the WBC. Derek Williams, yeah, Fanon, that's why AJ needs to divorce his slave master. Oh, if he costs him $50 million and he winds up getting beat by Pulev off of a purse bid for, man, Eddie, hey, if I'm Anthony Joshua, a real Anthony Joshua fan, I would be hot. That would be crazy. If Anthony Joshua has to fight Pulev, winds up having to fight Pulev in Russia because Eddie Hearn loses a purse bid. Could you imagine that double whammy? How that comes back? Just imagine that Eddie Hearn insists that Anthony Joshua turn down the fight with Deontay Wilder, where he was guaranteed to make $50 million in order to do the WBA mandatory with Pulev. Pulev's promoter it goes to purse bid, and Pulev's promoter wins the purse bid, and then Anthony Joshua then has to go to Russia to fight him. a doped up Alexander Povetkin in Russia. Instead of for half the money, I'm saying for less than half the money on the road in against a known dope fiend. That and then he loses, which can happen in Russia. That's why Usyk is like, I ain't going to Russia. He's like, no, I'm not risking all my belts in Russia. Usyk know the deal. He's from the Ukraine. He said, I want to fight Povetkin. What did I say? If I didn't say Povetkin, forgive me. I definitely meant Povetkin. Oh, McLovin said all Russians dope. It's a known fact. I can't say that all Russians dope. I can say that a whole bunch of them have. No doubt about it. I'll tell you for sure a whole lot of them have. When they get put out of the entire Olympics, come on, man. Nah, man. I mean the Russian Mike Tyson. Man, why you keep calling Povetkin the Russian Mike Tyson, man? He is nobody's Mike Tyson, dog. Somebody's getting slapped. Somebody got slapped up in this comment section. Look, man, we're not trying to hear it, man. I'm going to tell you. Oh, what's going on, man? My man Sarah Siffin said he said black African power in this mugga bugger. Hey, that's what it be. That's what it be. I loves black people. I will never lie about that. Stephanie Stiles said, how can I get a chance to get out of this contract? I shouldn't have to pay the money that he's gonna. It shouldn't have to pay the money that he's gonna make after the contract, right? I mean, look, man, Anthony Joshua could just breach the contract. I mean, he could just breach the contract. He could retire and wait for that shit to time out. You know? But I don't know what goes on. I don't know how I don't know the regulations in Great Britain. In the United States, you can retire and wait for that shit to time out. Cold slap. J-Rock is hers mandatory. For the WB, must be for the WBA, maybe the WB. Oh, or the IBF. Anyway, it is what it is, man. PD wants zero smoke. Povetkin wants zero smoke. I mean, I think he does, man. As long as he can get some needles with that smoke, you know what I mean. He'll be all right. Western media, the devil. Jakari Mack, he was going. He said, if AJ wants it, the fight will happen. Maybe it'll happen if he wants it. But on the real, it should happen, man. That much money, but that kind of cuts out. Let me see, $50 million plus. See, if they didn't take it, then basically Eddie Hearn would have to tell him that he thinks the fight's worth a lot more than what they're offering. That would be that, but that's very likely to come out of Eddie Hearn's mouth. He don't care about contradicting himself. For 9, Joshua's contract is over with Matchroom in process of designing. That's right. They expect him to re-sign pretty quick with Matchroom. Amen. For 9, the WBA ordered Hurd versus Lara match. Okay, the WBA. Thank you. I didn't remember which one that was. Thank you, Trap House. Hey, man, definitely subscribe to my man, Trap House Boxing, man. He comes out with the heat every morning. And I gotta check out Urban Media Fix too, my man. I haven't checked out Urban Media Fix. It's another channel. It's another media outlet that Trap House Boxing is associated with. Jakari Maggie said, exactly, Fanon, that's how you put Hearn on blast. Hey, man, I want to see this fight, but I'm loving this fight that I'm seeing. What's going on, KO? What's going on, Malik Omar? I'm chilling, man. I'm talking boxing this morning, so you know I'm happy. Man, you got Deontay Wilder getting chased around by TMZ. You got him. He's about to be on some other TV shows. They're already spreading the name, man. They working on building this dude's profile something big, man. K Harrison for 9. What's up, bro? Enjoy your channel as always, man. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Why these trolls got some issues? Go somewhere. Nah, man. Let them stay. Hear the truth, troll. Let me talk to you, sir. This is for you, UK trolls. And here I'm trolling the troll. Look, man, what goes around comes around, man. What goes around comes around. And you got to be careful. You got to be careful with who you ride with, man. You got to be careful who you ride with. You got to be careful about what set you claim. You riding with some punks, you know, don't be surprised when the heat comes and they get beat down. And now they scrambling and you stuck in the middle of a beatdown. You got to be careful what set you ride with, man. Trying to tell you, you got to pick your enemies wisely. Let me ask you a question. In the UK, right? Do you really think the UK, just to go with the military, you really think the UK really wants smoke from the United States? I mean, the revolutionary one was, that was bad enough. But you really think they want smoke with the United States? Hell no. They will be having diplomatic conversations as quick as they possibly can, because there's probably more people in the dang U.S. military than there are in the entire United. There are more people in the, and I know I'm exaggerating, but not by much. Doggone it, man. We got to. There could be as many people in the military go to the UK as there are people in the damn UK. Okay, so you don't want that. So you also don't want to play money, dog. You don't want to play. What is it? Big bank take little bank. You seen that game? Big bank take little bank. That's what Eddie Hearn just played. He played big. He was playing big bank take little bank, but he wanted to say little bank take big bank. No, big bank take little bank. Let's dig in our pocket and pull the money out. Right? Hey, man, appreciate you, Deontay Watkins. Say what up, Fanon. Enjoy the boxing news this week. Keep doing your thing, brother. I will, man. Thank you, sir. So, look, man, you got to take big bank, little bank, dog. What money you got in your pocket, what money I got in my pocket, let's lay it on the table. And whoever got the most money takes it all. That's big bank, little bank. So, Eddie Hearn laid his $12.5 million on the table. Al Heyman laid $50 million on the table. Big bank take little bank, boy. Big bank takes little bank. That's what you can't play that game. And I've been making videos for you. This is for you UK trolls, not the ones that got sense. That's what was happening when you're talking about the managers, right? The managers of Deontay Wilder. Isn't that what Eddie Hearn said? It's like, we don't even know who to talk to. He's got manager 1, manager 2, manager 3. What's going on? What's going on, Dana Jones? Shout out, man, to Super Chat. He's like, man, he said, hey, Fanon, what's good? I'm chilling, man. Thank you for the support, man. Always showing love, Dana Jones. So he's like, look, he's dissing them. And these cats are like, hold on, man. We got other people around us. All right, we got all kind of fighters around here, man. We can't have you fronting on me. So I'm just going to play big bank, little bank. But you rode with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has one fighter. One fighter. One. And 2 leftovers. He got 1 and 2 leftovers. He's got Anthony Joshua and 2 leftovers in Amir Khan and Kell Brook. If there's somebody else I'm missing, and I don't want Ryan, whoever, not no little dudes that ain't coming up. 2 leftovers. What happened to those guys? They came over they dealt with American fighters and got the brakes beaten off of them. Oh, Fanon, tell him, Fanon, you can only play that game if you're in the 1 percentile category. Yeah, and he ain't. Now, he might be the 1 percentile. I think he probably is in the 1 percentile. You worth $3 million. You probably are in the top 1 percentile with $3 million. But you're not in the 0.0001 percentile, homie. There's a big difference between number 1 and 1,000. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference. You can be in the 1 percentile and still be the 4,000, 5,000 richest dude or female. Come on, man. There are people who walk down the street of Chicago got more bank than you don't even know who they are. That's the only cat he has, man. That's the only one. So don't do that again. Okay? Don't do it again. And it's the heavyweight, so you know Anthony Joshua's going to get knocked out. Okay? Here's the other part of the puzzle. He's going to get knocked out. What's going on, Trey X, man? Much appreciate. Shout out in the super chat, my man. That's it, Trey X. My man, Expert Genius. What's good, man? How you feeling? It's been a minute since we talked, man. Hope all's well with you. So, yeah, man, I'm sorry that you guys have to experience this day of reckoning where Dillian Whyte gets tossed out and thrown in there to fight a very tough Cuban who he's not going to beat. Or go over and fight Pulev. Get on out of line, go over to fight Pulev. You know what I'm saying? Go. Oh, Gregory White said 10 million is entry level into the 1%. Yeah, but he's got a family, though. He's got a family. But, hey, I appreciate that. 10 million. That's a lot of. Woo-wee. Yeah, Doug. Then he need to stop. You need to stop. He needs to stop talking. But honestly, man, for real, it's just they're done. There's no coming back there's already no coming back in the United States for Eddie Hearn. But you remember when Deontay Wilder was on that interview with 78 Sports TV, and he said, look, man, I'm not going to give away anything, because I'm not trying to, I hear things. I'm in boxing. I hear things. He was like, man, people getting sick of Eddie Hearn. They got people sick of Eddie Hearn. And you got people sick of Eddie Hearn that are going to try to go out their way to shut Eddie Hearn's ass down. Because you're not going to take everybody's money, dog. You're not going to have freedom to roam. That's what they'll do. They're going to make sure he don't have freedom to roam. Over there in the UK, they might fuck around and just support Frank Warren. Hey, Dana Jones said Eddie looked crazy. Hey, man, shout out Dana Jones. You killing today. Thank you, sir. He said Eddie looked crazy when he found out about that offer from Wilder, trying to figure out a way not to take it. Oh, man, his eyes were like, oh, damn. I mean, if it's serious, it's that much money. We got to take it serious. But, I'll just give me a couple seconds. Give me a couple seconds. I'll think of something. Oh, yeah, promoters. Distribution networks. That's not good enough. Let me think. Oh, yeah. Oh, I need to see it in escrow. I need to see cash. No, that's not going to work because that's Al Heyman. They got the money. Shit, I know they got the money. And what can I do? What can I do? Oh, it's got to be in the UK because we deserve for it to be in the UK. Hell no. Because you know what happens if it goes to the United States? You're not going to have refs jumping in the middle of the action. You're not going to have ridiculously lopsided scorecards like what you got with Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua. And for the first time ever, baby boy's going to have to leave his backyard. Anthony Joshua is going to have to fight in the United States in a different time zone. He's going to have to leave home for weeks to acclimate himself to the United States, to the food, right? He's going to be sleeping in a hotel, not his mama's house. He's got to give up all that shit, all that. The crowd's not going to be behind him. He's not going to have fireworks. He's not going to have a firework interest. It's not going to be a gigantic ass stadium. It's going to be a nice, cozy living room. 17, 18,000 fans sitting right on top of your neck, screaming for the other guy because you're not from the U.S. That is the toughest thing for Eddie Hearn. That's the toughest thing for Anthony Joshua. Gas said, no smoke K. That's what the deal is. Brown, did you see the interview with Seconds Out where Eddie confronted by Big Baby Miller because he promised to Anthony Joshua fight for 9? No, I haven't. Did he? Oh, FN says, does AJ still live with his mommy? More likely his mommy still lives with him because I'm sure he's paying the bills in the house. But my understanding is that he still shares a flat with his mother. So yeah, but I say that joking, but he probably does. Why wouldn't you keep your mother with you? I'd keep my mother with me. Now, I'm not going to diss him on that. You know what I mean? If he's paying the bills and he wants his mother to live with him, give a spot big enough to have your mom have her own section of the house. It's not like she's paying his bills, so I'm not going to diss him like that. Dana Jones said if they take the fight, AJ becomes a B-side. Eddie has no major input in the promotion of the fight. Yeah, he's already when they put he's absolutely they're the B-side. They're the B-side right now. But see, they just showed you that it's the promotional entities. Here's another example of the same thing, right? Who was the champion? Oh, said Fanon, nothing wrong with it. Oh, no, ain't nothing wrong with it taking care of your mama. That's your duty. Taking care of your mother, and your mother, if your mother's been with you, you can keep your mother with you. There is nothing wrong with that, man. Now, living in her basement while she paying the bills and, you smoking weed in the basement eating ho-hos and shit, that might be a problem, but not somebody like that. You know what I mean? Not in his situation. However, man, like, God dang, I lost my train of thought. Oh, but yeah, man, that's what it was. Look, it just showed who the A-side organization is. And watch, do you remember how Pulev and Deontay Wilder, right? Pulev and Deontay Wilder went to a purse bid. What's his name? Whatever the promoter is for Povetkin won the purse bid. So the promoter's the A-side. Because the promoter, they said they're fronting the money. And since they front the money, you go to the location that the winner of the purse bid says, and they're willing to pay for it. The champ got to go. In this situation, it's not a mandatory, but the same principle applies. The guy that puts the money on the table, you go to them. So AJ is the B-side because he doesn't make the money. He doesn't have the money. You're clearly the B-side. You don't have the money. Shoot, wasn't Floyd Mayweather Jr. the A-side against Manny Pacquiao? Do you think he really had more fans than Manny Pacquiao? No. He probably didn't have as many fans as Manny Pacquiao. It would be my guess. He had a lot of people that hated him, a lot of fans and a lot of people that hated him and wanted to see Manny Pacquiao beat him. But they wouldn't have went to see Manny Pacquiao without Floyd Mayweather. That's why they were both kind of like Manny Pacquiao was Floyd Mayweather Jr. was the A-side, but it was a high B-side on that. You know what I mean? Donald Levine says A-side decides everything, rings, gloves, etc. Yeah, if the B-side agrees to it, you still got to agree to it. Just because the dude's offering the money, you still have to agree to it. You know what I mean? So you don't get to decide everything, but you damn sure got to give up a lot, including, hey, man, if I'm paying up for this front, hey, I need this in Vegas because that's where the money's coming from. Okay? It's got to be in Vegas. It's got to be in Vegas. It's not even going to be in New York. It's got to be in Vegas. It's got to be in Vegas. $50 million to fight Vegas. You're not going to take that, Anthony? $50 million? Oh, what's up? We got Raquel Porgray in the house again. What's good? Thank you for the interview. I didn't see her in the house. What is good? What is good? What is good with you, lady? I just saw this comment. I didn't see. How are you? Thank you for having your husband come to the channel. I really enjoyed talking with him. Donna Levine said, but 50 million gives that Fanon. Yeah, I mean, it does. It should if he takes it. But why wouldn't he take it? Why wouldn't he take it? But yeah, man, that's got to be in Vegas. Ain't nobody going to UK for that. Not for that. And you got to come up, man. I mean, if I was Anthony Josh, I'd be like, look, you better make this fight. Okay? And if they don't show up with the money, then I'm going to sue them for the money. You know what I mean? Then I'm going to sue them for the money. I might just take the shit just to be like, look, I'll sue everybody associated with this shit, including Showtime, for my money. You know what I mean? For breach of contract. I would sign that shit quick. Like, now what do you mean? There's one side of it, like, I need to see the money, where the money coming from. Man, this is Showtime Boxing, man. This is CBS. It's a major corporation. It's the PBC. That's the biggest boxing entity, managerial organization in boxing. I would sign the contract just off that. I'd be like, I'll trust the money, because if you don't have the money, I'm going to sue you anyway. And I'm going to make you pay my lawyer's fees and all that stuff when I win. Because he's going to show up and fight. You know what I mean? So even if you get a lawsuit, even if you got the ability to settle for $40 million off your $50 million if they don't show up. But how is Al Heyman not going to show up with the money? Come on, man. That shit that doesn't even make sense. Just looking at it from the outside, Everybody, they paying dudes $1 million, then $1 million, $2 million for fights for guys that are just on regular Showtime with no pay-per-views on that. Merv said 20K attendance and 800K pay-per-view here is worth more than 80K attendance and 1 million pay-per-view over there. Oh, hold on, man. Watch this. 80, I think 20,000 attendance in Vegas. Well, 800 pay-per-view, 800,000 pay-per-view in the United States is worth by itself more than the attendance and the pay-per-view over there. And the 20K in attendance in Vegas is probably worth what, 3 times the 80,000 seat that they did there. And that's with them lying about the numbers. Because I still think they lying about it. Oh, Terrell Collins said Danny Jacobs was with Earn too. Yeah, he is. Let me say, Mike, what's good? Demand for the fight is astronomical. It is, and it just got bigger. Because now people are going to see money, right? And when you start putting big dollar signs underneath the fight, and people will be like, man, there's 100. Do you know that's $100 million these guys are getting fight for this fight? $100 million? They'll start marketing the amount of money the guy's getting paid and have people turn in to watch. Wow, it's worth that much? Well, I want to be there. You know what I mean? That's like having a line, like you're throwing a party, and you make sure you keep the lines long outside. So people will be, oh, that's a big, long line in that party. It must be popping. Let me see if I can get in this line and wait to see. There must be some real good stuff going on in there. Anyway, man, they'll really market it up. They'll have ESPN because they already got ESPN. ESPN, it's good for business for ESPN because ESPN will cover the fight, cover the fighters. ESPN will cover it. Fox will cover it. It'll be a big thing. You already got a lot of talk about this fight happening. Yeah, let's get it to 200 likes. That would be what's up. We got 257 people in the building. Let's try to get it to 200 likes. That would be awesome. Vegas can't lose. No, Vegas is going to make that money. Just off that. I mean, come on, man. Vegas. Oh, and the casino could. I mean, they probably got to. I don't know. I have to understand the workings of the casinos and how. But they're going to buy them tickets up, man, for big money to give them to them high rollers around them in the first couple rows. Sal Gutierrez. So for if this is a true Wilder has to win or take a big hit, why? Why would Wilder have to win or take a big hit? I mean, if Wilder gets 50% of this, that mean they already win because they're getting paid for the fight. You know what I mean? But he can't. I mean, he's not going to be any worse position he's already in now. It's a win-win situation for Wilder. I mean, he's not in a bad position now, but he's, he's going to make $20 million. He'll make 20, 30. He might make $20, $30 million. Because if he's 50 guaranteed and 50-50 split, that means, but it's 50 million guaranteed and a 50-50 split, which pretty much, you know what? I just thought of this. That's an Al Heyman deal. That's an Al Heyman deal. That's the type of, they think Joshua gets 50 million plus 50. That's why they ask. No, it's 50 million guaranteed. That's $50 million up front. But a 50, it should be. I mean, I don't know. I got to listen. I'm assuming this is what this is. 50 million up front and then a 50-50 split of what it's worth, which means if that makes $50 million the basement, which I'm saying this sounds like an Al Heyman type of deal because Al Heyman, from what I understand, offers that same kind of fee structure to fighters under his managerial contract. And when he does is he like, look, I'll give you a basement. Like say he represents Adrian Braun. He's like, look, Adrian, every fight that I get you, you're going to make no less than $800,000. If you make anything less than $800,000 for a fight, then I won't take my managerial fee, right? So that winds up meaning that there's a basement amount of money that the fighter is going to earn, like a floor, not a basement, but a floor, right? So that's the floor. You're going to get $800,000 a fight. And if it's any less than that, I don't get paid, right? That's what my understanding is from the court case, the De La Hoya versus Al Heyman court case. That's how those fee structures were arranged. So this, if it is, and which makes sense, we'll give you $50 million guaranteed. And anything above, and if the total value of the fight, you'll wind up getting half of that. So say it winds up being $140 million fight, then you'll get $70 million. You get an additional $20 million over that $50 million. Right? That's what that sounds like to me, which is funny because it in essence changes the fight to a 50-50 split. And it's and it fronts out Eddie Hearn for saying he doesn't think it's $1 million fight. They're just basically saying, look, we know this is $1 million. We know this is $100 million fight. And we want a 50-50 split, but we'll guarantee your money up front. Damn, I didn't even walk through that. That's definitely some Al Heyman shit. Yeah, dog. Yeah. That's pretty smart, dog. Yeah, that's pretty smart because basically they're like, look, we'll make the bet. We'll bet that it's a $100 million fight. And if we're right and it's a $100 million fight, we get 50, you get 50. If we're wrong and it's more than and we're wrong and it's less than that, you get 50 and we get less. We'll take the risk for the fight. And since we're taking the risk for the fight, we want it in Vegas. Which means that I could see then why Eddie Hearn might say, oh, I don't really want this because we know it's a $100 million fight, but we want the $100 million to be in the UK, and I don't want to have to pay any money up front. But it becomes a game of big bank, little bank, because if he doesn't have the money, the $50 million to put in escrow, when they do, he wins. He loses. They win. Hey, Expert Genius, what's good, man? He said, I wonder what AJ protectors are going to say when Eddie Hearn doesn't accept this deal. Pure ruthless stunt by Wilder to call Petty Hearn's bluff. I don't think it's a stunt, Expert Genius. I don't think it's a stunt. I think they're serious. I think that they will pull that. They will put that money up there if he signs that piece of paper. I think they'll put that money up. And what they're betting is that they know that they can make this $100 million fight. But their side gets 50-50 for taking their own money and sticking it in a bank. And that's pretty much just, what do you call this? Like an acquisition move. Really. That's just like you got your big competition, who you don't want to compete with you, so you buy them out. You can sit on their product, or you can take, that's like Google buying YouTube. That's what it sounds like to me. If they got $50 million in cash that they can put in a bank, and they say, or I call it a bank, but they can put in escrow. They've got the money sitting there. They can get the cash, put the cash there. And that means now they take the fight. They believe it's a $100 million fight. They now have control of the fight. They can move it to Vegas, which means it's not in the UK. So the fight becomes worth money right off the cuff. Then you give them $50 million, but 50% of a $50 million floor and 50% of the fight. It's a win-win for them, dude. That's a slick move, man. That's a slick move. I don't think it's a stunt. If they put that money in a bank, it ain't a stunt. Because I don't think, Al Heyman to me doesn't ever strike me as the type of cat that, he said, I know, Expert Genius shot. He said, I know it's not a stunt. I'm just saying pure ruthless stunt as a slap in the face. You right there. Yep. Absolutely. Slap in the face to AJ protectors. That's what the PR stands for. Pure ruthlessness. Yes, sir. Pure ruthless. Yeah, man. Because y'all ain't what you think. I try to tell you, pick the set you roll with, dog. Pick the set you roll with. When you show up to a new town, sit around, look around, make sure you know what everything, know everybody that's going on, who's who's cool, who's not, who likes each other, who don't like each other, and make sure you don't get caught in some nonsense, AJ protectors. Because right about now, you're caught up in some nonsense. You got a dude that has looked foolish week after week after week. Week after week after week, he's been looking bad. from he won't let Anthony Joshua in the ring, Deontay Wilder in the ring. What a huge mistake he made. He missed this opportunity to be seen and get his name out. It doesn't look like he's missed a beat as far as people knowing who he is, because his name has stayed in the media ever since then. And he didn't have to worry about Dillian Whyte because the WBC just bumped Dillian Whyte off. And yes, it could be considered to be shady. You can consider it what it is. However, Dillian Whyte is now going away. So he looked crazy, would not let him in the ring. Then he said, maybe we'll freeze him out. Then he made him an offer. So he looked terrible then. Then he made him a bullshit offer that everybody knew was bullshit. Right? Now, so that's 3. Then he gets trumped by them dropping a $50 million offer on his head right when you guys were saying, what? Where's this offer? Where's the offer? Silence. Silence. Where's the offer? When are you going to get on? When are you going to make a video about Deontay Wilder's offer? Well, here you go. Here are the videos about Deontay Wilder's offer. You just looking more ridiculous, dog. Dana Jones said, I did the number yesterday, and AJ will get around $65 million when it's all said and done. 4 promotional stops: Las Vegas, LA, Vegas, New York, and England. I wouldn't doubt if he could make that much money, because if they got it to $140 million, if they got a $130 million fight, it could make that much. And that's not even big numbers for the PBC. That's the funny thing. That's how, what's good, 78 Sports TV? That's the big thing, man. That's not even one of the top fights that these guys have already done. They just did a fight last year that was twice that size. If you think, just think about this, the fight with Conor McGregor in Vegas with Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather was reported to have made over $200 million himself. So to say that these guys can't afford to make or don't recognize a fight that's worth less than the purse that they paid a fighter last August, it's ridiculous. But see, Eddie Hearn wants to be that guy. Eddie Hearn wants to be the one with the $500 million fight. But big bank take little bank. They see you growing. Oh, this is a guy. That's like my Google says, well, I like YouTube. YouTube is really growing. They're growing. You know what? And we want to have a service like theirs, but everybody's already on YouTube. So what we'll just do is we'll buy YouTube. We'll just buy YouTube and we'll integrate it into our services. That's what investment banking firms, that's what they do all the time. Investment banking firms will build something up so that a larger organization can acquire it. And when it acquires it, they'll say it's been acquired for $1 billion. How much did they invest? $200 million. It got bought for $1 billion. They flip that. It's like a gigantic house flip. You buy the house and you fix it up, and you know somebody else is going to come around and say, oh, we really like this house. Now I want to pay a lot more money. Now, this house that they bought for $30,000 is now worth $80,000. And they flip it. It's flipping a house. So what they'll do with Anthony Joshua is they'll flip that house. They'll be like, oh, okay. Anthony Joshua, good numbers over there in the UK. Let's flip that house. Let's build them up. And let this dude build them up. Now we'll just buy them and sell them for a lot more money. That's how I see it anyway, man. But shout out to you, my man, Dana Jones, in the comment section. What's up? And what's up, 78 Source TV? My man was good. I'm going to go down to the bottom of this Yes, exactly, Dana Jones, like the TV show Shark Tank. Yeah, that's what they do. And that's what these guys are. That's what those guys are. That's what they do. That's their living. That's how they make a living. They have money. And it takes money to make money. And Eddie Hearn doesn't have that type of money. But these guys have that type of money. And they know other guys that have that type of money. Look, I want to get Eddie, and that's how they make a proposal. Look, this is a fight. I want to put on a show. I can just imagine Al Heyman doing it. And I don't know what's going on, Smitty Smith. And I don't want to oversimplify it, but because I don't really know what the dude, how he goes about doing this particular deal. But I can imagine Al Heyman saying, look, Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel going to somebody and says, look, we believe this is about $150 million fight. But in order to make this happen, we need to get X amount of money. We need to get $50 million in an escrow account to make this fight happen. And then we're going to hold it in Vegas. And the investor says, okay, well, let me know, have you done this before? Yes, we did several fights like this before. We did one where it was we did one with Manny Pacquiao. We did one with Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. Then we did another one just last August where it was Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Conor McGregor. And here are the financials. As you can see, this is how much money we made. We spent this much. We need this amount of money to do promotion, and we're going to promote on this channel, this channel, this channel, this channel, right? We look at these are our viewer demographics, our customer demographics. This is the name recognition of this guy. So, and we look at the track record we did with this other fight. We believe we can make this amount of money, and your return on investment will be this. So, but what we need is we just need the cash to be moved over into this escrow account, so that this guy will take the fight because we need to sign this particular party. Okay. And they say, okay, we like that, man. By the way, thanks for doing business with us last time. We made a lot of money. This is a good investment. I think it's worth taking a risk. I'll take it to my boss and let me know. We'll see. And that's right in New York City. And they do that shit daily. Expert Genius was good. He said Dillian Whyte will fight anybody but Luis Ortiz. Crying not fair. Don't go cry. Go get that smoke, Dillian. Yeah, man, I want to see that fight. That's a great fight to see, too. That's a great fight to see. I really want to see that, man. I really want to see that. Because Deontay Wilder offered it to him, man. He offered it to him. He's like, look, I'll fight you as my voluntary if you fight Luis Ortiz. So all that crying that Eddie Hearn said, he said, well, we would fight him if we knew then that we would get Deontay Wilder next. Deontay Wilder made him the exact offer. How big of a hypocrite can you be? So I'm saying, you just listen to Eddie Hearn long enough, man. You'll catch a dude lying or contradicting himself on a regular basis. Nacho Champion TV El Bruto, what's good? Because the dude said, and Deontay Wilder said, look, I'll fight Dillian Whyte. I'll fight Dillian Whyte in my next fight if he fights Luis Ortiz first. Then I'll fight him, and I'll fight him as a voluntary. Right? That's what he said. But then you have Eddie Hearn, after the WBC mandate, you don't get an answer back. The WBC mandates it. Then Eddie Hearn said, well, look, we wouldn't have a problem with the fight if we knew that Deontay Wilder, he would get Deontay Wilder next as a voluntary. Well, shoot, he just said that he would take it as a voluntary. Deontay Wilder offered what Eddie Hearn said he wanted. That's what I'm saying, man. Eddie Hearn there's this thing. I think Eddie Hearn's style would have been really great for a day when for a time period where there wasn't the internet, right? Where you couldn't go to IFL TV or go to these other channels and just listen. If you had to go to a library and search through microfiche to find the articles, you know what I mean? But you don't have to do that now. You can just listen to what he says, wait 2 days, and just try to remember. And the easy way for him to remember what Eddie Hearn is, just know he's lying and wait for him to prove you right. And then you'll have a keen eye on what he says, because you're not listening to it to hear what you want to hear. You're listening to the meat of it. Exactly. Lowland Prop said he's using father's ancient tactics. He's trying to keep bread in the mouth of the fish. Hey, man, the fish knows what's up, dog. Okay? The fish knows what's up. Fish ain't stupid. They get hungry, but they're not stupid. Angel Morale says, bottom line, Heard is following his father's example of old school crooking 101. Just doesn't work in the new media age. Hey, it doesn't front. It might work because it's working on these clowns, some of these clowns. But when it doesn't work is when you try to front with cats that know the game and have the money. And for people to act like, and I'm going to harp on this one, to act as if you don't believe that Al Heyman can come up with that money. That's the biggest lie of them all. You don't believe it yourself. You don't believe it yourself. The guys the same organization that wrote checks, those $100 million checks Did you see Floyd Mayweather Jr. waving on TV? Al Heyman got those checks. Showtime Boxing got those checks. Those are the guys that got the checks. And you see him. Go Google $100 million check Floyd Mayweather Jr. and watch him wave it. That check that they handed to him is worth twice as much money as they say that they can put in an escrow account. Come on, man. Don't act like you don't know that money's there, man. Or that you got a reason that money could be there. There's no reason in the world to believe that somebody that wrote Floyd Mayweather Jr. $100 million checks can't get half of one of those checks put in an escrow account. Come on, man. You know it. So let's just smash that. Let's smash it. I heard my man Blood was on there, was talking about net worth. But let me look, see if I can Google this. Right, I'm gonna do this. Floyd Mayweather. I'm not gonna do a screen share. I'm scared of screen shares. Floyd Mayweather, $100 million check came right up. And I'm going to images. Images. It says Mayweather Promotions, LLC, general operating account, Floyd Mayweather, $100 million. Underneath that, State of Nevada Department of Business Athletic Commission. Fight summary, $100 million. Okay, Mayweather Promotions wrote a check to Floyd Mayweather Jr. for $100 million. Floyd Mayweather Promotions promotes fights on the PBC. The PBC collected the money and paid that to Floyd Mayweather Jr. And that says May 2nd, 2015. Purse for boxing event, $100 million. Now, are you trying to tell me that Floyd made that up? You think Floyd lying about that check? But you don't think they can come up with $50 million for Anthony Joshua? Come on, man. Come on, man. Get rid of that. Get rid of it. That makes no sense. No sense. Oh, Fanon, Tyson Fury tells AJ to take the $50 million. Of course, his mama's telling him to take them. In his house with his mama is living with him, and I respect him for taking care of his mama. His mama's like, son, baby. Well, I don't know. I can't do a British accent. Son, you better take that money. Floyd Mayweather, you call Floyd and ask if he's good for that money. Who is it that Floyd Mayweather Jr. always said got him that money? Al Heyman got him that money. Ask Errol Spence Jr. why he doesn't have a promoter. Oh, Al Heyman. Al Heyman pays nice. Does anybody, what did Bob Arum say about Al Heyman? He's paying his fighters too much money. He didn't say he ain't showing up with the money. He said he's paying his fighters too much money. Are you not going to take the word of Keith Thurman, of Errol Spence, of Floyd Mayweather Jr., of Bob Arum, of Oscar De La Hoya? Oscar De La Hoya was like, damn, they paying him that much money for the fight? Hey, if they're paying him that much money, he got to take the fight. He wound up taking the fight and getting that money. Okay? Because they're trying to build the platform. They're not trying to make money off of every individual fight. They really are trying to buy. They're trying to get. That's why they sued him for a monopoly. But they're like, it's not a monopoly. It doesn't fit in the definition. But don't think he ain't trying to get slick and have a whole lot of control. A whole lot of control. Oh yeah, Nacho TV somewhere with my man El Bruto. Eddie Hearn doesn't want the fight, period. It's a fact, no doubt about it. If you don't take that money, you don't want that fight. Oh, yeah, Jakari Mackey said Eddie Hearn knows Heyman got that bag. And all you guys listening to the channel over there in the UK, stop that argument now. I'm going to do a Muhammad Ali. Stop. Listen to me. Don't make that argument that you don't know where the money's coming from. You know where the money's coming from. You know where the money's coming from. It's coming from the same people that paid Floyd Mayweather Jr. $200 million, 4 times that, last August. You guys want to focus so much on Deontay Wilder and forget that Deontay Wilder's with the PBC. Deontay Wilder's with Showtime. Deontay Wilder is with Shelly Finkel. You're forgetting who he's with. You just want to say he's never fought anybody. Bum squad. 40-0 padded record. Somebody padded that record. You know who he is. All the lies go out the window, man. My man Lance Hacker said 50-50 or 50 million, whichever is greater, correct? I don't know. I think that's what that means, Lance Hasher. But I haven't seen the agreement. I mean, there's be some stuff coming out about it, but I haven't seen the agreement. But that's pretty much means you put 50 million, you make the fight, we'll put $50 million in an escrow account, and you get, and we'll do a 50-50 fight. Which basically means because they have the money, they want a 50-50 fight. They want a 50-50 fight. And shut up, Eddie, if you ain't got that dough. But see, that's Anthony Joshua opened his mouth about that. Give me 50 million. You guarantee me 50 million. He said up front, right? But you guarantee me 50 million and I'll sign the fight. I'll sign the contract tomorrow. And here's the fucking thing. When you said that's right, when somebody asked that question, and shout out to the dude that asked the question, said, why would you give it a 24-hour limit? Because Anthony Joshua asked for 24 hours. He said, you give me $50 million, I'll sign the contract tomorrow. Tomorrow's 24 hours. Those are Anthony Joshua's terms. And he said he would sign the contract tomorrow. So they put up $50 million and said, sign it tomorrow. I hope you're a man of your word, Anthony Joshua. I hope you're a man of your word. The money's in the bag. The money's in the bag. Sign the contract, and then after you sign it, then they put the $50 million in escrow, and you can see the money's there. He said, "Oh, not run around and that's what Eddie heard. Like not run around and raise it and do all that, dog. Look, man, they didn't respond in a week. You think Eddie, stop talking, Eddie. They took a little bit of time to get that together. They're not going to put that on a piece of paper and not be able to show you that money, man. And they're probably going to beg you to call the bluff again. Come on, man. You cannot bluff with cats with a royal flush. There ain't no blushing. There ain't no bluffing. Excuse me. There's a lot of blushing. For now, you don't stunt about 50 million in the U.S. while the IRS is listening. No, you don't. Hey, man, Santos Boxing, exactly. You're not stunting about it. They got that money. They got that money. They got the bag. You know it. Sign the contract. But if they don't sign the contract, you know the deal. He's owned by Eddie Hearn. And all that, you're the big businessman stuff, Anthony Joshua goes out the window. Because you'll be a joke. To anybody other than Anthony, than maybe like my man Blood said, the million Twitter followers that Eddie Hearn probably bought you. Other than them yuppies in Wembley that want to drink and do whatever they want to do, in Wembley Stadium, and do life fitness workouts with you. Nobody else is buying it, man. No boxer in the world will turn that down. Remember when Muhammad Ali, this is how big this deal is. Remember when Muhammad Ali fought George Foreman and what's his name? Don King. That's how Don King got big. Don King, who I do believe advises Al Heyman, man. I swear to God, I think he advises Al Heyman because there's some real Don Kingishness about Al Heyman. But he's like, look, $5 million for me, $5 million for George Foreman. They signed the contract, but in the contract was that you got a certain amount of time to show up with the money. Don King took that money to Zaire, had what's his name? God dog, what's his name? I want to say Mugabe, but it's not Mugabe. Because Robert Mugabe is the cat out of the recent guy. Mobutu. Yeah, Mobutu. Seti Mobutu. Yeah, Mobutu. Mobutu came up with that money. He was like, yeah, 50 million, we got that. I got that in my backyard. Hey, pull out $10 million, pull out that $10 million I got under the couch. Give it to him. Make the fight happen. You know what I'm saying? Mobutu, yeah. Mobutu pulled that money out. And Bob Arum lost out on all that dough. Said, truly phenomenal. Al learned some of Don King's ways mixed with AI's. Why Al's own knowledge, no doubt about it. But he's a concert promoter. So, man, you know, the dude knows the deal. They make events. I mean, they get acts to perform in events and sell tickets. You know, it's pretty much, I mean, these guys are fighting. They're just not singing. Seems to me to be, you know, pretty similar, you know, except for you got a bunch of singers in your crew. So it is what it is, man. Yep. Jakari Mackey said, money talk, BS walk, dog. Without a doubt, money talk, BS walk. Mr. Boxing All Dogs, hey, Fanon, does that mean Wilder's side is in control of the promotions now for the it should mean. Yeah, I mean, you pay the money, dude. You pay the money, you the man. We'll see what comes out with the rest of it, though, because I'm sure what's happening is that they're going to is some of the details are going to have to get worked out. That's got to be an offer sheet. You know what I mean? It's got to be an offer sheet where they say these are the general terms and conditions. And I know we got to sit down and we got to you know, there's some other things we got to go through, right? You know, some other things we got to go through. But here are the high-level things that we're going to agree on before we move forward. That the money's going to be the big one, and probably the location is going to be another one. It's got to be in Vegas. We're not going to put $50 million up for the fight to be in the UK because we won't make our money back if it's not in Vegas. Because we know we get the money. Our backers want the fight in Vegas. We're going to guarantee you that you're going to make $50 million on it. And since your estimate was that the fight was only going to be worth $40 million, that's 100% of the money that you were going to make. That's over 100% of the money that this dude said the fight was going to make. Right? Which means, you know, Eddie lying. So anyway, that's my take on that. Hey man, but shout out to my man. Say, yeah, Eddie. Oh, yes. Man, shout out in the super chat. Gregory Wise says Eddie's been exposed as a slickster, just not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Hey man, I think he's a smart guy. Now, I don't want to say that he's not an intelligent guy. He seems to me to be a very talented, but he's a young guy. He's a young, arrogant guy that is really, really is cashing checks his ass can't. He's cashing checks, writing checks his ass can't cash. He's writing checks his ass can't cash. He wants to. This is the fight. He might have done too good of a job. He did an extremely good job building up Anthony Joshua to where Anthony Joshua is. But now he's in a situation where guys who got more money than him want their piece of the pie. You know what I mean? Similar to this. This is another comparison. I know, you know. Remember like the Jackson 5, right? When the Jackson 5 was with their dad. Their dad brought the Jackson 5 up. They got the Jackson 5 to Motown. He was the one that got Michael singing, got them playing, got them dancing, did 90%, probably did 99% of the work, right? But 90% of the work, right? But the guy with the big money was, what's the guy's name? Barry Gordy. So Barry Gordy took him under their wings, and eventually one of the sons was like, you know, shit, I'm staying, man. I'm staying with Barry Gordy. I'm married to, I got a baby. I'm marrying his daughter. I'm staying, right? And they had that breakup. Eventually, Epic winds up. He takes him to Epic, right, and leaves him, and that stuff works. But that dynamic was in play. Daddy did all the work to build him up, but eventually somebody else is like, look, these kids can be real superstars I'll take it from here. And that's what happened with Motown and your boy, the father. And then ultimately, Michael Jackson got so big that he just left everybody. Like, hey man, I know I wouldn't have, that I wouldn't have never been here without all y'all, but I'm so big now, I don't need none of you. And Mike bounced. So, I think that's just the nature of it, man. So I think that Eddie Hearn obviously did a very, very good job promoting them. But at the same time, hey, yeah, no doubt, Ty Legacy. I don't think that's right though. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Mr. J Duke 40 is already. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not for me. But yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, man, Mr. J Duke 48 for 9. I heard in an interview that coming over to the U.S. for Joshua might not be able to happen because of a conviction for drug dealing. Oh, hell no. Man, no. I doubt that seriously. I doubt that seriously. I doubt that seriously. That a misdemeanor drug conviction would keep Deontay Wilder, keep Anthony Joshua from coming over to the United States. I doubt that seriously. This is not Australia, man. No, that's like Australia. That's not the United States. Let me see. What fighter has been over to the United States? I wouldn't doubt that they try to hide behind that, but that's just a lie. That's just the desperation there. Because you can appeal it. You can be like, no, well, look, what we'll do is, no worry, we'll go to the Department of Nationalization and Immigration, and we will lobby them to make sure that they have a special exception for this, because we're going to have guards posted around him 24 hours a day to make sure that he doesn't jump out there and start selling dope in the middle of Las Vegas. Heck no, man. He might not be able to get a work visa or something like that, but you're talking about a tourist visa for work for one thing? Come on, man. He said drug dealing. AJ, I was this bail for a Victoria's Secret pantyhose. Come on. For now, the point taken, maybe he is a good promoter, but is a butter knife in a drawer full of daggers. Yeah, I got that. Yeah. But man, the dude just, hey, man, yeah, I got your point. Oh, yeah, that's just an excuse. If they act, because they would have been saying that. They'd have been saying that, man. They'd have been saying that. They've been saying that they wanted to bring him over and apply for the visa. How about that? How about sign the contract and apply for the visa? Fanon, Ortiz versus Whyte should be the undercard of Wilder Joshua fight. I think that would be real nice to see, man. That'd be incredible. Oh, Frank Pence said AJ already traveled to the U.S. There you go. I was going to say, has he ever been in the United States before? He said Jackson 5. Wow, solid music. Yes, sir. Imagine, they were some great towns. Fanon, that came from Tyson Fury. Oh, yeah. Take that with a grain of salt then. I doubt very much that dude's an immigration lawyer, expert on U.S. immigration laws. I don't think he works for the INS. Darby James, green card in the contract. AJ, we gotta watch if you that careful. Yeah, man, come on. He's gonna get over. He just don't get the money if he can't, but he'll get over. Come on, man. You got cats. I'm sure that there's somebody had an arrest record. I think I'm pretty sure what's his name? Edwin Valario had something on his record before he came over. He just couldn't fight over the United States anymore because of that screw in his head or whatever. Fanon, they show wasn't saying that about fighting Big Baby Miller in New York. Yeah, exactly. They weren't saying that. Look, man, they're going to say what they want to say because that's them. And it makes them look more silly every day. Let's just be real about it, man. The money's in the United States. I was doing videos on this summer. I was like, look at the money. The money's in the United States, man. Anthony Joshua cannot get any bigger in the UK than he already is. He's already a dolphin in a pond. Okay? He's a dolphin in a pond. That shit is not fun. He's going to get depressed. He's going to start making less money. He's at a point in time, he's going to make less money because there's not going to be, they're not building 300,000. They're not going to increase the UK pay-per-view pool by 15%. He's not going to get any more popular. He's only going to get less popular because he's going to have people hating on him like they already do. Like, man, this dude, we've already seen him fight. His fights are boring. What's the big deal? We watched the Joseph Parker fight. It's boring. I fell asleep. It was like, what was the big deal? I don't get it. So I tell you, it's a dolphin in a pool. A dolphin in a pool. Yeah, I was in a pond. I thought it said pond, but yeah, that's it. He can't get any bigger than that, there, man. Jackson, 40 million in pounds is 60 million. Fanon, AJ opportunity is now. Yeah, world breaker fighting, no doubt about it, man. He needs to take that. But we'll see if he does. You know what I mean? We'll see if he does, man. We'll see if he does. It'll be cool if he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't, man. It is what it is. I mean, honestly, I'm more than seeing the fight. I want to see the fight, but more than anything else, I'm sick of Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua's promoter. I'm sick of Eddie Hearn lying and everybody just following along with what he says and believing it blindly. And the what do you call it? The UK fans of Eddie Hearn that just go too far with dogging out Deontay Wilder. Because now it is completely flipped. And at a point when it flips, you need to get off of him, man. You know what I mean? Callie Frank said Eddie Sperm. And when it flips, you need to just move away. I mean, come on, man. This has happened with boxers before, where you ride with a boxer or a boxer's being treated poorly, like Floyd Mayweather. When Floyd Mayweather's at 100, 130, 135 pounds, 140, not getting his publicity, not getting the credit he deserved. I was big time on for Floyd. Like, look, Floyd, you got Floyd is the man. Floyd's the man. Floyd's the man. Floyd's not getting treated right. He's not getting the publicity he deserves for being what I consider to be the best fighter in the world, clearly. But at a point, then Floyd starts doing things several years later that I don't agree with. Then I got to say, well, you know what? I don't agree with Floyd saying disrespecting Muhammad Ali. He's not the greatest fighter ever to pick up gloves. You know, I can support him when he's saying he's the greatest fighter fighting, but when he takes it too far and starts saying he's the greatest fighter ever to pick up a glove, I got to say, no, you're not. I don't see that. I don't agree with that. You're not bigger in boxing than Muhammad Ali is in boxing. Everybody who knows your name knows Ali's name, and they might forget about you in 10 years. We don't know. Pass the test of time. You know, that's my take on Floyd. So I'm saying the same thing goes for you, Anthony Joshua people. I mean, when you sitting there, so when you dogging Deontay Wilder for taking bums and this and that and the other thing, acting like he doesn't want to fight or whatever, but then you see a $50 million table gets dropped on the dude's $50 million offer from guys that you damn well know got $50 million to offer. Make an offer. Don't go running to say, oh, where's the money? I need this, and I need a drug. You know, we need to make sure we get a drug. We need to get a criminal background check on Al Heyman to make sure, you know, he's not getting this from, you know, El Chapo. You know, is El Chapo involved in this? We got to make sure that, you know, come on, man. But yet you okay with Alexander Povetkin going to Russia? as if Russian billionaires' monies are clean? Come on, man. You got to know if the money's clean or not. Yeah, we know who's behind this. Do we have to worry about a RICO case? You know, come on, man. Come on. It's just at a certain point in time, you got to just make sure. At a certain point in time, you got to just make sure that, look, This is long, man. Marathon. What is that? I've been going for an hour, 2 hours. It's been fun, man. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, if you got to cut out, you got to cut out, man. I just doing this live stream, man, enjoying it. But it is what it is. It has been a while, man. It's like 10, 11 o'clock. I might be trying to check out. I said, wow, UK channel saying Wilder made a $50 million troll offer. Yeah, you know they're going to say that, dog. Oh, it's a dedicated. Yeah, man. I love boxing. And I want to have more conversations with real boxing fans. Don Banks says Easter versus Garcia really on. It's not been announced officially yet, so I don't think it's not real yet. That's what the WBC said, that they were informed of it, but they might just be in negotiations. Darby James, TBE, Fanon, technically Floyd's the GOAT. No, he's not the GOAT. The greatest GOAT means greatest of all time. The greatest of all time is Muhammad Ali. That's his moniker. The greatest of all time. Y'all should have to pay Ali to even say GOAT. The fact that he says GOAT is so that he doesn't get slapped with a trademark violation. He don't get slapped with a suit. Because if he says I'm the greatest of all time and puts that shit on a shirt, he's gonna get sued. GOAT, that is Ali. Greatest of all time. That is him. That's just like somebody saying, that's like Shakur Stevenson saying, I'm Money Mayweather. Dude, you're not Money Mayweather. He's Money Mayweather. Yes, I am. I'm Money Mayweather. This is the money team. No, sir. That's a trademark violation. He's the greatest of all time. I'm the greatest of all time. The dude screamed the shit, dog. Come on, man. That's why people started using it. Because of him. That's him. He's the greatest of all time. Literally, that's him. That's who he is. The greatest of all time. And him saying the best ever, that's just like saying, all right, I know this isn't Coke. I know this isn't McDonald's. This is McDowell's. And this, you know what I mean? And this ain't a quarter pounder, you know? Get out of here. Come on, man. Oh, it is. He needs to check him about it because he's biting them. For him to say he's the best ever, that is nothing but stealing from Muhammad Ali, man. That the best ever, the greatest of all time. He literally stole. All he did is put a synonym. He just rephrased it and stuck it on his shit. I'm TBE. I'm not GOAT. I'm TBE. Come on, man. That's just corny, man. That's corny. I think the TBE is corny. It's because it is Muhammad Ali. That's just corny, man. That's corny. If you want to see you're a better technical fighter than Muhammad Ali, fine. Could you have beaten Muhammad Ali? Let me ask you that question. Does anybody, if he's the greatest boxer of all time, shouldn't he be able to beat every other boxer? I'm telling you, I think just put everybody in the ring and see who wins. I guarantee you Floyd ain't going to win. Because he's not a heavyweight, dog. Now, I don't want to give at heavyweight nothing. I'm the greatest of all time, the greatest boxer. They're all boxers. Heavyweight isn't a weight class, man. Everybody can go to weight. Heavyweight isn't even a weight class. There is no weight class heavyweight. Everybody else is in a weight class. They fight any and everybody. Not somebody got to show up on a scale. The scales are just for the hell of it for heavyweights. You know what I mean? Ganan, cut it out. Hey, man, my name is Fanon. Bowen, what's good with you, though? I'm just telling you the truth. Heavyweights are not a weight class. You don't have to, they don't even need weigh-ins for heavyweight. It's just, that's 200 and over, yeah. But honestly, you can fight at heavyweight at 160 pounds. Just take your ass up to 160 pounds. They're not going to say you don't weigh enough, fight off. Cruiserweight has a 200-pound limit. You can come in under the weight. Adrian Bronner fought for a 140-pound fight in 138. You don't have to, you can fight at 160. You can fight a heavyweight at 118 pounds if they sanction it. You don't have to, I mean, no, there's no weight limit. When you say 140 pounds, that's the weight limit. That's the most you can weigh, right? The 168-pound division, that's the most you can weigh. Heavyweight, there is no up is the weight limit for them. So what I'm saying is, look, if you're the greatest of all time, because that's what Ali was saying. I'm the greatest of all time. I will beat any man that ever stepped into a ring. Any and every one of you. Name one, I'll beat him. Who's the man that you think can beat me in a ring? Step in the ring, I'll beat him. Ali can make that argument about any boxer ever. Floyd cannot make that argument about any boxer ever. He can't. You think you're going to take Floyd Mayweather Jr. over Roy Jones Jr.? Roy Jones Jr. will beat the brakes off of Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's a midget. I mean, he's a little dude. Yeah, Larry Holmes could say that too. Larry Holmes, but we're talking about when he was the prime. The prime, I mean, see, that's another thing, in the prime. Yeah, Larry Holmes probably might not be able to beat Floyd Mayweather right now. I'm talking about when he's at his best. The best version of Larry Holmes, the best version of Muhammad Ali. I take the best version of Muhammad Ali. The best version of Anthony Joshua, the best version of Ali, I take Ali. I take the best version of Ali against any fighter that ever fought. Now, will some of them beat him? They might. Fight twice, Ali might win. You never know what happens in heavyweight. But I'm saying when you say you're the best ever, you're not the best ever, dude. You cannot beat a heavyweight. You might be the best welterweight ever. Say that. I'm the best welterweight ever. Okay, cool. That could be a true statement. Now we could talk. Right? But he didn't put his weight class in there. And I don't think. Hey, watch this. Ganon, just stop talking because you bugging. How about this? How about you just stop talking? Because I don't want to hear that shit. It's my opinion. It's my opinion. It's going to be what it's going to be. And I'm not the type of guy that's going to go back and forth with you, friend. I'm not the type of guy that's going to go far with you. You don't like what I got to say? You don't want to hear it? Cut out. Asking me to stop talking in a live stream, you're just flapping your lips. Kind of like Floyd Mayweather Jr. saying he's the best ever. Oh, I got him. I already bounced him. Bloop. Who said Fanon can say? Who said that Fanon can say what he want, dog? It's his channel, pretty much. I mean, people will find reasons. People will find reasons to believe what they want to believe, and you can believe what you want to believe. But as it goes to when it goes to who the best fighter is, I'm saying that if you cannot beat another man, you can't say that you're the fastest guy ever. But what you really mean is that you're the fastest guy to ever play basketball. You can't say that. You can't say, oh, I'm the fastest of all time. Hold on, man, you're a football player. Yeah, there's never been a football player faster than me, but hold on. You didn't say you're the fastest football player ever. You said you're the fastest ever. I think that Usain Bolt will beat you in a race. I think Usain Bolt will beat you. Line your ass up. Who's the fastest guy in the NFL right now? Whoever the fastest guy in the NFL is right now, put his ass in there, put him ass on some grass in a street anywhere and have him run anything more than 20 yards against Usain Bolt. And Usain Bolt might turn around backwards and jog to finish. So when you say you're the best ever, that means you're better than everybody. You're comparing yourself to everybody. Okay, so compare yourself to Mike Tyson. Can you beat Mike? How do you determine who the best fighter is in the ring? The guy that wins. I mean, you can't tell me that, oh, yeah, I know Michael Spinks is a better fighter than Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson laid him out. You know? I don't think Mike Tyson laid him out. He's not better than Mike Tyson. He wasn't that day. That's for damn sure. So anyway, it is what it is, man. So that's my take on that. Mark Thomas said Lennox Lewis beat all boxers he faced. Yeah, but he lost. And he could lose again. They could all lose. And it is. I mean, like I said, it's just all, it is what it is, man. Ron Finkel said, respect for non-international. We just here to listen and debate and enjoy sports. Yeah, that's it, pretty much. And I'm going to say my opinion, man. I'm going to say my opinion. St. Cruz said, I have Floyd 27, number 27 all time. Hey, I can respect that. If you want to say best, I just say stick to the weight class. Where do I rank him in welterweights? Where would I rank him at 135? Where would I rank him at 140? If I had to do those rankings, I would do that ranking by the weight class that those guys are in. You know what I mean? That's how I would do it. And I would assume that anybody that was in a higher weight class, I would give them the edge over the guys in the lower weight classes. But when you come to heavyweights, I'm like, them heavyweights, you got to get size is talent, man. You know what I mean? It's like you can't take away Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's points because he was 7'2". You're like, he's really not that great a basketball player. I know he scored more than everybody else ever did, and I know he's got 6 championships in the NBA and 3 championships in college, right? But hell, he's 7 feet tall. That's what he's supposed to do. Well, shit, why don't all 7'2" dudes do that? He is what he is. You can't punish. Like, I don't want to punish. Michael Jordan's 6'6". He's supposed to be able to dunk he's supposed to be able to shoot like that. It's just because how tall he is. No, man. You judge people by what they actually do, man. Mark Thomas says wrong. Lennox, best skilled, smart boxer. I wouldn't say that. I don't think Lennox Lewis. I don't think Lennox Lewis would beat Larry Holmes. In my opinion, I would take Lennox. I would take Larry Holmes over Lennox Lewis. That's just my take, though. But it is what it is. Look, y'all, I am about to jump out of here. It's 11 o'clock. Try to do a little work. I must just stop right at the 2-hour mark. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Definitely going to try to maybe do one later today. I wouldn't give Willie Pep the advantage over Floyd, but he's got nice defense. That's for dang sure. So it is, yeah. Yeah, I would take Larry Holmes over him, dog. But I would take Ali over him too. I'd take Ali. I mean, I'd take Ali over most of these because Ali's not little, man. He's not a little dude. So it is what he wasn't. Rest in peace. All right, y'all. So with that, I'm out. Peace.